It's great, actually. You don't always get someone talking about the problems of implementing enterprise, and that seems like an enormous amount of pain to me. That's exactly, I think, why Kevin targeted this particular area, because when you think about the complications of just one single model and then multiply that out, it's actually something I'd never really thought about. Okay, next we're going to continue with our last panel discussion of the day. They're going to be asking, is interdisciplinary collaboration the key to understanding AI's impact and potential to provide a better future for humanity? To introduce our panelists and moderate the conversation, we are humbled to have Dr. Kevin J. Jones. He's a director at the IU Columbus Center for Teaching and Learning. He's associate professor of management at the Division of Business in Indiana University Columbus. He's a fantastic speaker and an absolute powerhouse. I saw him on stage earlier. You're going to really enjoy him. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin J. Jones.
Hello, everyone. This is an outstanding panel. I probably don't need to tell you that because you recognize these faces. So we'll be embarking soon on our topic. Our topic is as follows. Is interdisciplinary collaboration the key to understanding AI's impact and potential to provide a better future for humanity? Long title. First, thank you very much for having us. It is our honor to be in front of you. Thank you for hosting us. Now, let me tell you who's on the panel. My name is Kevin Jones. I'm the director of the Center for Teaching and Learning at Indiana University Columbus and also associate professor of management. Now, to the end of the panel is Dr. Ozanan Meireles, Vice Chairman of Innovation. And tell you, he's the Vice Chairman of Innovation at Duke University School of Medicine's Department of Surgery and the Surgical Director at Duke AI Health. He leads the Surgical AI Innovation Laboratory, SAIIL, collaborating with top institutions to pioneer AI-enhanced surgery and advance surgical practices through artificial intelligence. Next on our panel is Dr. Salim Al-Shuaili. He's a distinguished leader with over 23 years of IT experience and the director of the Artificial Intelligence and Advanced Technology Projects Unit, a PhD holder in ICT, a certified chief AI officer, and a member of multiple academic advisory boards. He has been recognized globally, winning awards like the Digital Transformation Inspiring Award and the Impact Trailblazer Award. Also with us today is Ms. Eman Al-Kuwari. She is director of the Digital Innovation Department at the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology in Qatar. She leads Qatar's, that's right. She leads Qatar's largest digital transformation program, TASMU, Smart Qatar, fostering a culture of innovation and collaborating across various sectors, and is dedicated to enhancing effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity through digital innovation. And last but not least, this is Jihad Abisela, and he serves as the president of East Gulf ICT, a distinguished leader in the region. I don't have to tell you that, right? Leading East Gulf ICT, President Saleh offers modern technological solutions and services to medium to enterprise businesses specializing in cloud, IoT, analytics, mobility, cybersecurity, and social media, driving innovation and efficiency across various sectors. Let's welcome our panel. All right, folks, I think you're in for a treat. I've had the opportunity to speak with each one of these folks, and man, oh man, I am blessed to be here with this group. So, first question is to Ms. Al-Kuwari. In the context of an AI-augmented future, what are the most critical skills and competencies that organizations must prioritize to maintain a competitive edge?
I think, first of all, I would like to thank everyone who come here at the end of the day, and also to congratulate my colleagues at HBKU who launched FENAR today, which is a huge accomplishment, and to thank the teams that work on organizing this great event today. And I'm very humbled and honored to be among this distinguished panel. And to answer your question, if you consider a world where enhancing operation is not an option, but it's a must. And also, you need to consider about the number of partners that you need to have in driving this innovation. And driving this future is becoming not only a need, but a capability that we need to consider. And having AI tools to empower and augment the people to drive this tool is becoming more and more important. And in Qatar, we have embraced this philosophy through the initiative of Qatar Digital Academy, where we already have trained over 1,000 of the governmental employees on adopting such tools in the different fields and sectors across the government. We know that interdisciplinary knowledge and how AI cuts through, you cannot see AI capability as an independent vertical. It cuts through all the different sectors. So the building capabilities across the different disciplines and areas is becoming more and more crucial. And this is how we look at how AI can be leveraged in a transformative way. And just yesterday, I had a very interesting conversation with a colleague, Dr. Abdulaziz Al-Ali, who is leading the Center of Fourth Industrial Revolution in Qatar. And he said, we have enough mechanics that are doing the AI models in different countries around the globe. But what we need are the drivers, the people who can actually do the meaningful applications of technologies and consider how they apply across the different disciplines. And I think this is an analogy that resonated really with me, because now when we're sitting with different business leaders and different governmental entities, we look at how AI could be applied to the different disciplines, but we know how AI models could be applied, how they can be engineered, but you need the business knowledge and the application of these expertise and the people in their own positions and industries. And I think how we really look at the different knowledge areas, this is where we see the potential of real-world needs and how we can improve it. And I think organizations must nurture human-centric leadership, where we look at the different leaders, how they can understand technology and apply it in their different fields. And I think this how they can incorporate also the different teams into the decision-making of how AI could be adopted. And another aspect that could be considered is I don't think people need to understand how AI models are built, but I think you need to have some sort of AI literacy for you to understand how it's adopted. I think for a lot of the decision makers also, the cost of ownership is becoming a big conversation in the topic. So having that financial aspect and understanding of the AI model and how it's adopted in entities is becoming very, very important. And when we look at an AI-augmented future, organizations must embrace a comprehensive strategy to develop these skills and competencies. And this is what is required in an ever-evolving landscape. So AI literacy, AI ethics, and human-centric leadership are all tools that need to be considered when applying AI in any industry or any organization.
All right. Sounds like people, yes. The need for people and working with people is essential to help people to develop and grow along with AI. Well, gentlemen, do you have any thoughts to add to that? Please.
You can allow me.
President Saleh.
First, thank you, Dr. Jones. Thank you, Madam Eman and the panel. I'm very honored to be with you tonight. I want to first insist on what Madam Eman has said, and I do agree with that. If I may add a small thing on the fresh grads that we have in Qatar from different universities. You mentioned SBKU, and we have a lot of other universities in Qatar Foundation. I think if we embrace them out of the university directly in the private companies or in government or semi-government organization, these fresh grads are savvy for technology. They are quick learners, more learners than us. And they're almost ready. I wouldn't say that they're ready, but we tried it in our group, and in no time, they are AI ready. And then we will be doing a good favor for the AI adoption, for us as companies, and for these people, for their career and career path. So I think if we focus on fresh grads, whether they are engineers, whether they are computer science, AI engineers, data science, all these graduates can help in AI.
Dr. Al-Shuaili.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Dr. Kevin, for the brief introduction, and thank you, Ms. Eman, for what you have highlighted. And I am really so honored to be among these kinds of speakers, and thank you all for the attendance. Before I starting, I will take this opportunity to congratulate the Qatar for launching today the FANR LLMs, which is, I am sure, it's part first of its digital sovereignty, and definitely to align with the global changes in this matter. In complement what Ms. Eman said, I can say, and also taking this opportunity of launching the FANR, I think that adopting the specialization or recruiting specialized people in any organization, it's an easy process. But before that, I think what is required and necessary for any organization is the awareness level for using the latest technology. What we have seen all, and they are focusing in all the speech about the data and the importance of the data. So now we have this LLM, it's a FANR, and before we have lots of global LLMs. And the criticality of it is the data. What type of data we should key in, and even for the output, the generated output of this data, what we should. So to be in the competitive edge for any organizations, when all the departments, they are already started using the AI or the applications with the awareness level high, that it will be in the front of other organizations. So I think this is one thing. The second thing, also in order to achieve that one, maybe it will be difficult, that now there are some practices in the globe, they are recruiting CAIO, Chief AI Officer, that it can translate the business requirement to an AI requirement, and that it can separate even the awareness among the employees. And definitely, as also Ms. Eman said, when we have also a proper strategy for either for an innovation, or I can say now focus on a change, on digital transformation. Because even an AI, it's a part of the digital transformation. It's maybe, I can say, an advanced level of digital transformation. And digital transformation, this involves different parties on that one. So when you have a proper strategy for that one, of course, it will lead to the right and the proper destination according to or to align with the organization vision itself.
Just a quick comment. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Kevin, thanks for having me here. And thanks everybody, really enjoying Qatar so far, and then thanks for the organizers for having this panel together. I would love to add on the part of the cultural transformation, because I think that's so important, because what happened is, it's like the Industrial Revolution. Something really happened really fast with us, or like during COVID, that we were forced to do things that were normal, used to. In our world, in medicine, we started using more video conferences, which we could not do before, to see patients, and that democratized the areas, and we're still using that. So I think the biggest problem is we have to be understanding like what we are learning and what we can do with the tools, because they are just tools and we are the users. And the outcome is only as good as the user of that tool, right? So I think we need to assess the AI literacy within our society, the patients, the clinicians, the staff, you know, and the ones who are not educated, to educate them, because otherwise you don't democratize, you further divide, because who has access to the most expensive ChatGPT, you know, to prompt well, is like somebody who doesn't have access to a Windows computer that can, you know, a typewriter.
Thank you. So you're saying we have a wealth of information. So now let me go to another question for everyone. How can interdisciplinary collaboration ensure that AI systems are designed and deployed with fairness, transparency, accountability at their core? Could you share examples of successful cross-disciplinary approaches to mitigating bias in AI?
I can start, yeah. So we, and I just gave a talk recently here, talk about the CVS challenge, the critical view of safety challenge, which is the critical view of safety is a moment of the operation that we're removing the gallbladder laparoscopically through small little incisions and cameras, that once we achieve that view, we know that the surgery is safe and we can proceed, right? So it's a visual cue that can be taught to machines, right? This idea actually happened back in 2017, 18, and we said, let's do the CVS challenge. But then we have to be pragmatic. We're always ambitious, but we have to be pragmatic at the same time and said, we need to create these standards first. How are we going to do this? It cannot be just a group of surgeons, and surgeons are very opinionated. You know, they just say, that's how it's supposed to be, and that's how we're going to hire somebody to going to build this machine for me. No, what we decided to do is to bring a group of people, data scientists, law people, ethical people, people with linguistics background, to the same room to understand and say, what are the standards we need to build to a field that doesn't exist? And that should be an expert consensus. And we did that, we validated. We did that for 3 years in a row until we did the governance. We did the annotation, we did the data structure, then we did the governance. And then with that in our hands, I said, do we have enough substrate that can back us up as foundation to go for the CVS challenge? Then we have to build the infrastructure. Then we have to get a different teams of engineers, a different teams of people who understand global law, regional to Australia, Singapore, you know, Germany, United States, Brazil, to all agree on how could we do this collaboratively. And what we noticed was that was natural, actually. People are willing to collaborate, and people are willing to start breaking the silos, because you cannot go that far. You can build this most beautiful AI model in a particular company or in a particular university, but that probably won't work on the other ones. And until you bring this type of collaboration and people are comfortable with the transparency, with the benchmarking, we won't be able to make major leaps moving forward.
Take those two words, put these, oh, go ahead, please. Please. Two words, interdisciplinary collaboration, right? Underscore those words. Other comments?
Thank you, Doctor, for this one. Normally, we are saying that one hand doesn't clap, so we need to create another hand to clap together. And we know that the collaboration is necessary in order to develop an AI or implement an AI system to ensure that the transparencies and even the trust of this one. So when different experts, like for example from different disciplinary, that they are working together in order to produce a trustable solution, that it will be even trustable by others. And we know that even in the government, it can be divided, the sector can be divided into three. There are policy makers, which is the government, and also there are the business owner of the needs, and also there are who is going to execute, which is the industry themselves. For example, now we have an MD doctor here. So can I go, because I am a policy maker, for example, can I implement something on a medical field without involving them? Definitely I cannot. So because the needs come from them, they understand how the process is going. So the implementer is coming to implement, and because of they are aligning with the national with a national initiative for this area. The second thing also we need, because we need now how the global competition on this one to involve the academic institution also in R&D, or maybe the giant big companies also to run with innovative things. And the AI, we see that we are living now in the revolution, the era revolution for that one, from day to day, that we have seen lots of innovations. So this innovation only it can come from this R&D. So when we involving this one, and the idea come from R&D, who is going to implement this? Who is going to adopt that in order to execute either for the organization or for the country itself?
Dr. Al-Shuaili, yes. Dr. Al-Shuaili, you mentioned a word that stands out too, alignment, aligning. So we have our different groupings of people, different systems, but we want to find ways to align these things. That's another of these words to jot down. Thank you, Dr. Al-Shuaili. Any other comments on this?
If you allow me,
Please,
Doctor, a quick word. I think we need to understand, and I'm reading from a friend who has just commented on that. We need to understand our data and create our data sets. We need also to make sure that our algorithms are compliant, non-biased, ethical, and developed by and for diverse environment and backgrounds. The outcome should always be verified by human beings. In addition, we all know that technology, since before the age of internet, has been developing extremely quickly. And even with AI now, it is going even faster. So I think there is an effort that we have to do on the regulation side. Because with the technology, it always seems to us that the regulation is a little bit behind, because technology is so fast. So I think we have to do also an effort on that.
So there's a lot in that answer, saying that it's not just the responsibility of an organization, but sometimes the responsibility of those external to the organization.
For sure.
The regulators.
For sure.
Yes.
I think touching on the point that sometimes regulation is behind, and from a government perspective, we are very aware of this. And then when it comes to innovation, we have a perspective of how can we create an environment that we don't stop these, let's say, technologies or the adoption of these technologies, and we create a safe environment. Thus, the creation of AI sandboxes is becoming very popular for us to look at them through different sectors and disciplines, how it would work. And this is where we come together, the policymakers, the business owners, and even the technical minds come together, and for us to look at how these things are developed. And I guess when such approach is developed in an iterative way, for us to really consider all the angles and come up with the right policy that complements it, following how we see the technologies being adopted. And one of the things that we are really considering is how can we make these sandboxes, especially when AI is being applied across different sectors, and making it available. And I think the availability of different data sets is very much important. The more that we consider in including, it can reduce a lot of bias, and even the number of teams that are involved in this, because as much as we can, we need to reduce this bias.
Thank you, Ms. Al-Kuwari.
I like this audience, they clap a lot.
I know, and you can please clap anytime you want. Notice that you get a clap every time you speak, too. We noticed that, but that's good, that's good. Well, let's go to another question here, so you can gain some more knowledge from this group. Here's a healthcare question, Dr. Meireles. In the healthcare sector, where human life is directly impacted, how do you balance the roles of clinicians, data scientists, and engineers to ensure AI innovations meet both clinical and ethical standards? And what has interdisciplinary collaboration taught you about overcoming challenges in this area?
That's an excellent question. It's a very hard one to answer. But I've been privileged to work with so many brilliant people across the globe, and my my previous institution, the Mass General Hospital in Boston, and now at Duke University in Durham, North Carolina, that first of all, all the different stakeholders are eager to work together. The biggest challenge there is the fact that there is a huge gap in knowledge. Like the clinicians, they don't know what's artificial intelligence. They think it's just ChatGPT, right? The data scientists, they don't know the complexities of healthcare, especially surgery. Manipulating soft tissue and with tissue alterations, different types of energy devices, different types of robots, different types of instrumentation, is harder than drive Formula One. And all of that knowledge is gained through over many, many years in our brains, and takes probably 5 to 10 years to get an experienced surgeon, which is the same for getting an experienced data scientist, a legislator, so on and so forth. I think the challenge is that we are lacking the translators, the type of people that can speak both languages. And that's one of the things that we learned back when I was in Boston, when we created our SAIIL fellowship for the Surgical Artificial Intelligence and Innovation Laboratory, where we're taking 2 candidates every year. One is a clinician that has at least 2 years in general surgery. Another one is a data scientist, has PhD in computer sciences, computer vision, among the others. And it was amazing how there were cross-pollination among them. And then I was having cross-pollination between the faculty from the different disciplines. And then I learned AI like that. I have no technical background. I went to take a lot of online courses, and I sat with them, and I was humble. I said, what do you mean that's an artificial neural network? What is a vector machine? And it was just so humble to us. And they were the same thing. What do you mean it can rip this and gonna bleed? And it was really, really nice to see it. And we brought this to Duke as well. We are seeing happening the same. All the different sites that we are having our presence, we're seeing that's happening. But once I was at the APAC Med Forum conference in Singapore this year, I heard one kind of shocking fact that I think it was when people were applying for the healthcare sector, and they have both profound knowledge in healthcare and in medicine and in AI, I think it was 1 in 10,000 candidates. So I think we need to training the talents. Until we get to that point, it'll be very hard, because what's going to happen, you're going to be coming top down, because somebody say, oh, this AI model works better for this. Everybody has to use it. And you're going to have resistance from both sides. And the other thing that I'm afraid as well is for the clinicians, if they don't have the AI literacy, to be able to, with the best intentions in the world, utilize a particular device. Or either they're going to doubt it, or they're going to truly believe on that. But we need to be critical and be able to discuss what's the output and see if you agree or not.
Please.
Really proud of people like you, Dictor, that who don't have any technology background, and they are really deploying themselves in this era. And you know that the medical field, the people, they are, I think they are the first after the technical team who can understand the AI, how it's working. Because now the technology, this AI technology is trying to mimic or simulate what the medical is having the same. So I think it will be some chemistry between you and AI in this one. And also that as he said, that bridging the gap between people, because we have only 2 teams, either a business team or a technical team, and both of them, they are strict with their idea. Their business, most of them, they are not able to adopt, or they are not willing to adopt the technology, and the technology team, they said they are not coming down to understand. And that's why bridging the gap to employ or put, for example, the translator, what we say, that chief AI officer or an AI officer, so somebody who can understand the business and translate it to the technical team, so to implement that one. And this is, I think it's necessary and must be exist in the organization. And also, even if there is sometimes if there is even a strategy to impose that implementing an AI, but if the people, they are not willing and they are not in the level to implement this one, definitely it will be delayed. And that's why most of the project, I can say, the technical projects, it's been, I can't say the word failed, but it's not completed. I can say it's not completed because of that level. So the awareness of the AI and what's the application, what the benefit of AI, and how AI is going really to help these people in their daily tasks, and even saving their time. Instead, for example, of having 24 hours per day, it can be have 36 hours. Not mean that it would be a long day, but the task that it was by a traditional routine, by, for example, 1 hour, it can be executed. Now, within a second, within 1 minute, it can be executed and can save the other time for other tasks.
And what I would like to add, especially in healthcare sector, where life of patients are in the hands of, now they're in the hands of doctors, but now in systems. This is where it's essential, where guidelines are put in place to guarantee that human oversight of these AI-driven solutions is essential, and how it's done. Because, again, it's critical for human oversight alone, but when you add AI to the equation, it becomes complex. And the comment that you said of having a translator, because when you have two experts in their fields, it becomes very challenging to make them come to a common ground. And sometimes I find it challenging with other topics, like if I sit with a chemical engineer and they share with me some of their field expertise, I do not understand it at all. And this is something that is common. You need someone who can break down these terms into very simple analogies that people can really understand how to solve this and tackle it in simple solutions. But to tackle all of this, I think the thing I would like to include is organization must put guidelines in this area.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I know we're running out of time, so I have a very quick comment for Dr. Meireles. I'm surprised. I've seen a lot of doctors who become very knowledgeable in technology, surgeons and doctors who become very knowledgeable in technology. Are you preparing yourselves to be replaced by robots, technology, and AI?
There was some reverberation.
It's a comment, it's not a
but
question.
if you could repeat the question, because there was some reverberation.
So he's saying, are surgeons ready to be replaced by
Oh, no. So that's a very good question. We hear this all the time.
Yeah.
He's asking if
I know we hear a lot of echoes.
We are ready to be replaced by AI. I don't think we're ever going to be replaced by AI. We're going to be augmented by AI, because what happened is the technical skills that we have is going to take decades, maybe not in our lifetime. The machine is going to be able to replace us, be as efficient and as economical too. Because like I can train somebody that's not a physician to go to the moon to do an appendectomy, to remove an appendix. I still can to telemedicine to the person how to do it. I can teach people how to cut, how to suture, how to cauterize tissues, but the clinical decision making, that takes many years. We talk about always creating something called the name is a computational collective surgical consciousness. When you got all the surgical knowledge in the world. So what does this do is it democratizes the knowledge and enhance our cognition. So very likely what's going to be is we're maybe going to be able to be training more general surgeons to go to the community, to rural areas, to more remote areas. And then with this collective consciousness, can give them the cognitive power to enhance their technical skills.
Perfect. Yeah.
And I think no one can replace human empathy, any field.
I know the answer, but I'm just asking him just to listen.
If you can allow me to add just one thing to what the doctor said, because this has been raised not even with this revolution, even since the first industrial revolution, that the job replacement of the new technology, of the new things coming to the world. But from the technical perspective, as Doctor said, that this technology is coming to help us, not to replacing us. Yes, it's going to replace the human who is not aligning and coping with the changes. So what we should do, even we are not waiting from the others to tell us doing this and doing that, because now all the platforms is opening to us. We have to educate ourselves and also to understand how this technology is used. So how even our tasks, our challenges, it can be overcome, or it can be, I can say, solved by these technologies. So I think this one, and especially in the medical field, it's and definitely it will be difficult that the technology can replace the human here, even if it's going to be replaced. But as a human, when if I'm Christians, that would we prefer that to be treated by a robot or by a human? Who will select? Definitely, we'll select a human because there is no trust. So maybe the human was trained by 2,000 surgery, but the robots, for example, robots is by maybe 200 cases that 200,000 cases by being trained. But still, I am trusted in a human more than on tools.
Absolutely. I mean, just to add one quick thing. I mean, so one thing I always say this because I heard from somebody else, I forgot who said this, it wasn't me, but he said, a human never gonna be replaced by an AI model, but you're gonna be replaced by a human who is using an AI model. So we need to evolve with this, right? I think our entire cognition has risen a lot by using large language models. We need to be critical, right? We need to understand hallucinations. But if you're not using it, we're just being behind.
All right, so this is what you came to hear. You came to hear a conversation, not a bunch of questions. So, due to the time, I have 2 more questions, but we'll stop the questions right here, except for one last, just a quick minute response at most from each of you on this. What advice would you offer to organizations integrating AI into their workforce to ensure they maximize the benefits, maintain ethical practices, cultivate an environment that encourages innovation and creativity?
I think develop a clear vision and strategy to define the usage of AI, prioritize transparency and trust, embed ethics, which is very crucial, and invest in employee training. This is essential. And very importantly, foster collaboration and creativity. And lastly, support the workforce transition into adopting these things. And I think if we include all of these areas, organization can leverage the adoption of AI in a very successful manner.
Mine is going to be easy. I think it's easier the regulations, make it more simple to understand. It should be regulation, right? Regulators they were designed to regulate, right? I think we should teach the regulators how to regulate us, you know, and make it easy for people to understand. Like when you go to, let's say, a airline and you find out how many kilos you can put in your luggage, you know, it's easy to find that information, you know. How much can you use the LLM? Nobody knows that, you know. And it's always like a no, you cannot do that. A regulation. Second thing, giving people like learning modules, easy to understand, you know. Like, you know, I use Apple products. Many of you probably do as well. It's so intuitive, right, to get that. You don't even almost need to read the instructions. I think it should make it easier for us to adopt.
If you allow me, I would like to conclude with a different angle. Maybe Dr. Al-Shuaili wants to conclude, but my piece, you know, AI adoption, the United States are leading, I mean, evidently. You know who is the second region in the world in adoption of AI? Maybe Madame Eman knows. It is equally between the GCC and the Nordic countries. And within the GCC, relatively speaking, Qatar is the country who is the most advanced in adopting AI. One more thing, when you want to adopt AR, and I'm sure at MCIT they know better than me, it's a whole trajectory, path that you have to do. It's, as we have spoken, prepare everybody for AI, prepare the people, prepare the leadership, regulation. I think we have spoken all about this. But with it comes a substantial investment, which the country we see is doing through the government and through the semi-government organization in data centers, in GPUs, that all comes to support AI. And also Qatar is in a leading position in this. though it's not very easy to import GPUs. We all know the regulations that are attached to GPUs. So I think at the end of it, it's not the end of it. It's at the beginning of the real AI era, which is developing very quickly and very fast. We are in a time and in a place where AI is going to impact humanity, quality of life, standards, happiness, if it is within the compliance, the ethics, and the regulation.
Last word. Go ahead.
What I can say that AI is a revolution, and beside that, making regulation and so simple, all the strategies. So also, and my advice is not put all the trust on these applications, on AI application. So we have to review whatever to key in, and even the generated output from all these applications. So because they all are like a personal assistant. It's our personal assistant. It's not replacing our brains or our thoughts or our minds.
So what do you think about this panel? What do you think? Now we are 5 minutes over, and that was supposed to be our question and answer time. So do we have time for some questions? Well, you know where to find these people, right? You know these people, and be like me. I've had a chance to have personal conversations with each one of them, and I've been enriched because of them. So we thank you again for coming to this panel, and please do seek us out, and any questions you have, we'll try to address them.
Someone is insisting over there. You want to take it?
We got overruled.
All right, okay.
I've been overruled.
I tried.
So thank you so much. We'll catch you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you too.